Is our interview with Matthew, an Attorneys for Freedom client who we defended in a criminal case. Matthew was charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The allegations were that he illegally pointed his firearm at a prominent fire department official and the official's minor son in central Arizona. There was only one problem. It was all based on lies.
Turns out there was only one person that day that committed assault on a 15-year-old, and that was Mr. Parra.
In other words, they're trying to explain to you why he's behaving like this.
Right, but that doesn't mean it's okay.
We're going to tell you his story today. Stay tuned.
All right, this is pretty wild. You can see there that it's an hour long. I suggest you go and watch it from AOR themselves. We're just going to kind of go through this. I've already watched it. As I said in my short video, this man had to display his firearm to defend himself, and then the fire chief used his position of influence, let's say, to get this man arrested. If it weren't for attorneys on retainer, guess what? This man would probably be in jail. Isn't that some great, crazy stuff in America? That somebody is going to be using their position of authority or power or whatever you want to call it, influence, to get someone else in jail. Right. That's the kind of the world we live in right now. So you definitely should have AOR coverage. If you ever think that you're going to have to defend yourself, and let's just face it, everybody's going to have to defend themselves at least once in their life. And for, $35 or $50 a month for, let's say, a couple, you'll never, ever, ever, ever reach the threshold of the $50,000 retainer that you would have to use if you used a firearm in self-defense. So, to me, it's a no-brainer. So let's go through some of this. We're not going to do all of it, but let's go through some of it.
This is attorneys Andy Marcantel and Joey Hamby from the Attorneys for Freedom law firm here today in the studio with another wonderful client testimonial and our good friend and client, Matthew. How you doing today, Matthew?
Oi.
I thought you could start by just introducing yourself to our listeners.
I'm Matthew Masucci, born and raised in New York, and I moved to Prescott, Arizona when I was 19 years old.
How old are you now?
27.
Okay. And so what brought you out to Prescott from New York?
I moved out here for job opportunities and just a change in pace.
That old hoodie your mommy gave you? It's bull.
These commercials piss me off. Put this over here and then play.
You need the new 340 GS.
What I was used to out there on Long Island. So came out here, and then within a short time, I started working for a good company, making good money. I fell into a really good opportunity with housing. I was actually a groundskeeper for a camp for nonverbal autistic kids. 2 doors had opened, and I got...
So what we're missing here is that the man talking, I can't remember his name, the victim in this case, he just bought a Coke, and he exits the double door that you see, and he goes into his vehicle. The vehicle that you see right now through the glass there is the fire chief's vehicle.
Much larger than me, was screaming.
Notice right here, this person right here is likely the fire chief who approaches the victim in this case.
And yelling at me and charging at me.
And you said that you hear the yelling before you get to your vehicle?
Yeah, as I came out of the store, the front of their vehicle was pointed directly at the door of the store. So when you left, you were looking inside their vehicle. And I was parked adjacent to that, maybe a space over. You saw the passenger, and there was a face coming from the back seat, and they were clearly saying something to me. I didn't know what. I was outside the vehicle. I couldn't hear them.
So you hear yelling from inside of the vehicle.
Right.
And can you tell it's angry yelling at that point?
No, I didn't know what it was, but, you know, they were very clearly looking at me. It's their vehicle to get to mine, which was adjacent theirs. 2 doors had opened, and a guy that was much larger than me was screaming things and yelling at me and charging at me.
And you said that you hear the yelling before you get to your vehicle?
I parked my car, I went in, I had a normal conversation with the clerk who I see on a regular basis, 5 minutes away from my house.
So this was a Star Mart, correct?
Yeah, it was a Shell gas station with a Star Mart attachment. Yeah.
Which is just like a run-of-the-mill convenience store.
Right.
You pull up your vehicle. The only other human being in the car is your girlfriend. Your dog's in, the back seat or something like that. And so you pull up, you get out of the vehicle. You leave it running?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, and she's sitting in the passenger seat. And so you exit the driver's seat to go inside, buy some snacks.
When I exited the store, a car that was parked directly in front of the doors, there was very clearly 2 guys looking at me, saying something. I wasn't sure what. They were in their vehicle. By the time I passed their vehicle to get to mine, which was parked adjacent theirs, 2 doors had opened, and a guy that was much larger than me was screaming things and yelling at me.
So you can see there, I just rewinded it because I wanted you guys to see kind of the timeline that was going on there. So
And charging at me.
on,
And you said that you hear the
he
yelling.
gets arrested.
On the way home,
So this is sometime later. I think it's a couple days later or whatever. On the way home, he gets pulled over by the police.
I get 2 cars behind me. I wasn't breaking any traffic laws, so I didn't quite know why I was being pulled over, but I pulled over immediately. Nobody approached my vehicle. Then I'm looking in the mirrors and they tell me, you know, put your hands on the ceiling. So I put my hands on the ceiling. 2 cars turns to 4 cars, turns to 8 cars. I hear brakes squealing. You know, they shut the road down, and I'm just being told to sit there with my hands on the ceiling.
So let's just listen to this real quick. No shots were fired. This man displayed his firearm because he was in fear of his life or serious bodily injury from the fire chief. This man leaves the scene. No one's injured, okay? But yet a couple of days later, he's arrested at gunpoint. They shut the road down. Like, I mean, to me, that just sounds a little bit overboard. So, Prescott Police Department, I don't know what the hell is going on over there, but that's pretty bad of you guys to do that kind of stuff.
Eventually,
They're speaking to you through a loudspeaker?
yeah, over a microphone.
Gotcha.
And I see they have large weapons pointed at me. You know, every one of them are armed. And they exit my brother out of the vehicle from the passenger side. They exit him first. And I was...
All right, so enough of that. This is pretty. It's just wild that this police chief had some kind of major influence on this. So let's see. I think this is another. Let's look at this real quick.
The body scanner reveals the brutal truth about your body that your regular scale will never tell you. For weeks, my scale showed I wasn't losing weight.
You know, and that was something that my previous counsel said was non-existent.
Sure.
So, first of all, going back to the night all this happened, you got your door closed and you drove off quickly.
Right.
That was the end of it.
Right.
As far as you knew, nothing else was going on.
Yeah.
You
A picture of me inside the gas station, but they didn't show me outside the gas station.
Got it.
But that external video is what proved that these people were lying. Yeah.
All right, so you'll hear him say in a minute, and I think you already heard him, is that his previous counsel couldn't even find this video, but AOR did. So I'm just further proof, at least for me, and I hope it is for you too, that AOR is actually doing some really, really, really good things in the self-defense realm, especially defending people who are charged erroneously, let's say, or overcharged.
And that was something that my previous counsel said was non-existent.
Sure.
So, first of all, going back to the night all this happened, you got your door closed and you drove off quickly.
Right.
That was the end of it,
Right.
As far as you knew, nothing else was going on.
Yeah.
And obviously now, as we sit and view not just the video, but the police.
So I just want to highlight something here. This victim, the guy over here on the right, he showed some absolute restraint by not shooting this larger man that approached his vehicle and held the door open for a little while. He had, I mean, in my opinion, he had every right to shoot this larger man. I mean, I don't know if this guy has any kind of medical ailments. I don't know if there's some kind of thing going on otherwise, but just the proportionality of this man and the fire chief, I think, could possibly warrant the defensive use of a firearm and much more than just display.
Reports and the 911 calls, we know that wasn't what happened. One question for you in all of that, Matthew. Did you or your girlfriend ever think about calling 911 after you'd left and kind of gotten away?
All right. I'm going to stop it right there. You guys go check out the entire video from AOR. Go to their website, check them out. But use my link. Use my link and you'll get $25 off your membership. I get a small commission from it. I do believe in the AOR program. I have met Mark and Anthony. I've met both of those gentlemen. They're great people. You can just tell, right? When you meet somebody, you can just tell if they're good people or if they're kind of slimy. These guys are not slimy. They're good people. They mean what they say what they mean, and they're going to defend you as long as you meet the 3 criteria. You're a member, you've defended yourself, I don't know what the hell that was, but anyway, you defend yourself in good faith, and you are charged with a crime or likely to be charged with a crime. So go check them out, get your membership today, and get $25 off. Use my link. Tack out.